I'm Dr. Aimie, your guide for transforming your trauma into your gift. You adapted to life experiences to survive, but you are not your trauma. Join me as I teach the science and biology of trauma that allows us to be strategic, intentional, and organized in your approach to address difficult and painful life experiences that has become your biology. Trauma Healing Accelerated is where you get a roadmap for the right tools in the right order for your healing journey. There was a time that I was so lost, I did not recognize myself. It was a December evening, and it was dark as I was driving home from a long day at Emmanuel Hospital in Portland, Oregon. I was in my third year of general surgery residency. Legacy Hospital was across the river from where I lived. And I didn't live far, but the fastest way home driving was to take the 405 highway. And on this day, I'm on the outside lane of that 405. And as I start up the ramp to the bridge, and I start to take that curve to get onto the bridge, it is cold. If any of you know Portland in December, it's cold and it's drizzling rain. And my hands are so cold, even though I've got gloves on, like they're rigid as they grip the steering wheel to try to just with the muscles be able to warm them up a little bit. And as I'm coming up on that bridge, you can't help but just look out, right? And that night I look out and I scan the water far below. It's December, so there's Christmas lights out on the hills, and they're reflecting off of the water. And as I'm looking at the water, it's still, it's calm. And this quiet thought comes across my mind that I was not expecting. What if? What if I were to just take the hands off the steering wheel and let the car drive off the bridge? The thought literally jolted me. My first reaction was, what is that thought doing in my head? But then it came back. What if? Just what if? What if I died now? Would I have made any impact on the world? Would I be missed? You have to understand, I'm a general surgery resident helping run trauma codes in the emergency room. This current rotation is at the Legacy Emmanuel Hospital, which is one of the 2 level 1 trauma sites in the whole state, and it runs the only burn unit between Seattle and Sacramento. So death was not a stranger to me. I had lost many patients, old and very young. But still, why this thought? And the thought comes back, what if you just don't take this corner? Despite the cold, I had sweat starting to appear on the back of my neck. My hands started to shake a little bit. And I was like, what have you become, Aimie? I don't recognize you. And it's like, I'm talking back to myself, and it's like, no, who I've become, I'm a general surgery resident. That's who I've become. But as I looked out over the water again, not only did I see the Christmas lights reflecting off the water, I also saw a reflection of me that I did not recognize and that I did not like. Who am I? I had become someone who was on 2 antidepressants, overweight, unhealthy, and yet the saddest for me was that it was a shadow of myself. I was lost, and I didn't even know when I had become lost. That's how lost I was. I also felt completely trapped by it because I didn't see any way out of the life that I had chosen. I had chosen this, other than in that moment to consider driving off of a bridge on a December evening. And I look at the water again, And those lights, the Christmas lights, and they're twinkling in the reflection on the water. And it was such a stark contrast to the reflection of who I saw I had become. There was no twinkle. There was no light that I could see inside myself at that time. And I drive into the dirt parking spot by my little apartment up on the hill, unlock the door and step in. And it was like all of a sudden I was seeing everything through new lens. Did I even like my home? Did this even feel like home? I sit down on this coffee chocolate color love seat. It was quite comfortable. And I just kind of sank in it. And I noticed for the first time just how quiet the house was. I was like, when did this happen? Because my mind jumped to when I had kids in that little apartment. At one point, I had 5 kids in that little apartment who were all working on their life and attachment issues. Life was good then. I knew my purpose then. So who am I? Who have I become? Why do I not see any light? Why am I always anxious? When did things get this bad? And how did I let things get this bad? And I learned the combination of things that had gotten me this lost. And that combination for me was unhealed emotional heart shocks, hidden stressors, and what had become the power of fear driving my daily life. To even talk about the calling and the purpose on my life, this was something that I had to work for. I have had to fight for it. I've had to hold on to the vision of it when my healing journey has been hard. And I've had to challenge the fears in myself so that I could ultimately stand in and live my calling. Daily live it, not just Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, what everybody else sees. Like, live it, embody it, breathe it. Breathe it in. Expand that breath even. Expand that breath into purpose. Discover the play and joy in purpose. Repair those emotional heart shocks. Identify the hidden stressors in my life and learn how to break that power of fear in my life.